Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video we're looking at this. It came from beneath the sea, and it's from 1955. Yes, it's very much of that wonderful era that we got in the 50s of sci-fi, creature features, some wonderful films you just can't help but love. This is 79 minutes long. It's not very long, is it? And it was on a double bill with Creature with the Atom Brain. Oh, what a great title as well. Rotten Tomatoes give it 60%. You can't really expect much more from Rotten Tomatoes. But this is just fun. Just enjoy this film. It's what it is from the 1950s. It was such a great era when they produced all these wonderful films. Brilliant. Now, it's written by Al Smith and George Worthing Yates. And it's directed by Robert Gordon. Now, he directed Blind Spot from 1947, The Joe Louis Story, 1953, Black Zoo, 1963, but he was really more well known for doing a lot of TV series episodes. That was his sort of major part of his career. Now, the locations used in this were, of course, San Francisco and the Naval Shipyard. Yes. And it saved costs apparently to do that. Now there is obviously an actual submarine used, which again just it means they didn't have to go into building anything, and that they could just use the exteriors and interiors of the submarine, and it works well. It looks good. Now, they employed Ray Harryhausen, the wonderful Ray Harryhausen, to do the special effects. But even this, they only had enough money for him to do 6 out of the 8 octopus effects of the tentacles. So that's what he did. But, you don't notice it. But I think they were just glad to, they'd got him to do these, because Ray Harryhausen, what a great, wonderful special effects man he was. Absolutely fantastic. Now, they were refused permission to shoot on the actual Golden Gate Bridge. But what they did is they just got a camera, strapped it to this van, and then just went up and down the bridge and filmed it that way. Just got on with it. Again, it saved money. No messing about. Just do that. And again, I say, it works well. I think another sort of interesting part, I think, of this film, and it is again very much of that era, is there's almost like a documentary kind of style to the drama as well, and we see that, I think, in it. It's that sort of effect that they did. It's almost like sort of the Cold War kind of era, sort of, which it is in a way, because it's the 1950s, so there's that background to these films, and you get that sort of documentary kind of style to it, yeah. Mixed in with the drama, but yeah. So that's the sort of background to it. So let's go through the cast. We've got Kenneth Tobey, who heads the cast. He plays Commander Pete Matthews. Now, God, he had a massive film career. Right. Dangerous Venture, 1947. Um, the Stratton Story, 1949. Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye, 1950. The Flying Missile, 1950. And, now this is interesting, The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, 1953. Ah, yes, you're saying a connection there, definitely with this film. He also did The Steel Jungle, 1956. The Wings of Eagles, 1957. The Vampire, 1957. A Time for Killing, 1967. So he carried on well into the 60s doing films. Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, which again is quite a cult classic, 1974. He was in MacArthur, the biography of a wartime general. Airplane, yes, Airplane. He was in Airplane. I mean, what a career this bloke had. 1980 Airplane. And The Howling, 1981. Inner Space, 1987. These are just amazing films. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, 1992. Yeah. And the last one, I think, his last film, The Naked Monster, 2005. That is an amazing amount of films. And I only included a few there. I haven't included them all. What a career. Then we have got Faith Domergue, who plays Professor Leslie Joyce. She was in Young Widow, 1946, Vendetta, 1950, The Great Sioux Uprising, obviously a Western, 1953, and The Island Earth, with Man in the Shadow, 1957, Track and Thunder, 1967, The Gamblers, 1970, The Man with Icy Eyes, that's 1971, and The House of Seven Corpses, 1973. I think that's the last film as well. Brilliant. And some more great films there. Then we've got Donald Curtis, who plays Dr. John Carter. He was in Hands Across the Rocks, 1941. Then he was in Tombstone, The Town Too Tough to Die, 1942. He was in Batan, 1943. Son of Lassie, 1945. Spellbound, Hitchcock film, 1945. Courage of Lassie, 1946. The Amazing Mr. X, wow, 1948. Earth versus the Flying Saucers, 1956. That is an absolute classic sci-fi of the 50s. And he was in Night Passage, 1957. Again, just some of the films that he was involved in. And then we have got Ian Keith, who plays Admiral Burns. He was in Manhandled, going right back to the silent era, 1924. So I'm just going to go through a few of the films. Abraham Lincoln, 1930. The Phantom of Paris, 1931. The Crusades, 1935. Mary of Scotland, 1936. The Seahawk, 1940. Valley of the Zombies, 1946. Wow, 1946. Wow. And then he was in Mr. X, 1946. The Three Musketeers, another version of that, 1948. And he was in The Ten Commandments, which I think was his last film, the brilliant Charlton Heston classic about Moses. 1950, brilliant film. So, that is the cast. And so, what is this about? Well, I think you've probably got some certain clues already. It's one of these films where the nuclear testing which was going on, and it was a great fear, I think, in this period. And what these are done, of course, because you shouldn't be messing around, because nature's going to get affected. And, of course, a giant octopus emerges, and it's going along the west coast of America. And we see it's heading towards San Francisco. And there's the Golden Gate Bridge and all that. And it's wonderful, isn't it? You can't help but love Ray Harryhausen, the way he does this, and the paranoia and that. And just, this film, of course, it's only 79 minutes long, so it just gets on with it. It does it. And I say its style is very much of that era, and with this documentary kind of feel. Enjoyable. It just passes by so wonderful. You can't help but loving a film like this. You know, it's sci-fi of the 50s. What is not to like about this film? I say they never outstay their welcome. They just get on with it, and wow, it's there. And that's why they have these double bills. You know, because you're not going to have a very long film with two double bills. Fantastic. Just absolutely. Yeah, I think what a great experience to have a double bill. It always is, fantastic. It really adds, to your cinema experience. Seeing, imagine seeing this film with Creature with the atom brain. I mean, wow, what a wonderful selection. Yeah, together seeing these films, brilliant. Absolutely love this. So happy to have it in my collection. I think it is available on Blu-ray as well, but I've got this DVD. Look at that. Fantastic. There it is, the back there. Of course, there's no real extras on these, but look at that. It's nice. Look at that illustration there. Fantastic. So I absolutely love this. Brilliant film. And that's it. I finished. I've gone on far too long. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and we'll let you know when I put out these videos. And if you like this particular video, please give it a like. If you give it a like, it gets out onto YouTube, and hopefully other people might enjoy it. And if you have any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments. Yes. And that's it. So all I'm going to say is, I'll see thee again.